Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soldiers Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today I have Lieutenant Freeman with me. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Sir, kind of go ahead and kind of introduce yourself to the people.
Okay, so my name is First Lieutenant Demetrius Freeman, originally from Sumter, South Carolina. I am a medical service officer, specializing in health administration. Currently, I'm an XO of a forward surgical team, 759. Shout out to the home team. I used to be a 12 November, which is a horizontal construction engineer. I was that for 8 years before switching over and becoming what I am now.
Okay, sir. So how long have you been in the military, sir?
So this year, in November, it'll be 12 years in the Army.
Okay, and you said what was your MOS when you first enlisted?
So I was a 12 November horizontal construction engineer.
And kind of explain like some of the stuff that you guys did as horizontal construction engineer.
So that's a good story, man. It's kind of like a long one, but in 2011 to 2014, of course, I think a lot of people know that the Army was being like pretty much bombarded with IEDs. So what happened with us was when I showed up to my unit, we were shipped back to Fort Leonard Wood to recertify as 12 Bravos, which is a combat engineer. So I actually deployed as a combat engineer, and we did route clearance, which is looking for IEDs, improvised explosive devices, and also pretty much maneuvering on the enemy, clearing routes, and keeping different territories safe so that Army forces and also coalition forces can traverse through different areas in Afghanistan.
Okay, sir. So how long was you doing that before you decided to become an officer?
So I was engineer for about for right at 8 years. I reached the rank of staff sergeant before dropping my green to gold packet and switching over.
Okay, so did you always want to be an officer, or is it something that kind of came about?
Oh, that's a real good question. So I think most enlisted don't really look at becoming an officer until you grow and mature through the ranks. I always didn't want to be an officer. It kind of came to me as an opportunity to kind of just up the ceiling of what I was currently doing. Starting out, I was trying to be a sergeant major of the Army. You know what I'm saying? That was my main focus at that point in time.
Yes, sir. So I'm pretty sure, like with that, you being in 12 years, I'm pretty sure you enjoy being a soldier. So did you always even want to be a soldier? Like, say, growing up, you always did you always want to be a soldier?
Nah, not initially. No, I'm just gonna be honest with that. Me joining the Army was kind of like a last resort. I gotta just keep it honest. I couldn't go to college because I was expelled from high school. So with that being said, I had to kind of find other means because when I was filling out college applications, that was like the first question that they were asking: have you been expelled from school? And I was expelled, so I wasn't getting into college at that point in time. So my options were narrowed.
Okay, sir. So you said you did green to gold. So can you explain to the people what is green to gold? Just briefly.
Yeah, so green and gold is an option for enlisted soldiers to go to college. You have to have an associate's. You pick up a bachelor's. And while you go to college, you complete Army ROTC. Then you come back in as you get to choose a branch of your choice coming back into the Army. You get to choose from the 17 officer branches. So that's what I did.
Yes, sir. So did you have that choice, or did they kind of slot you in on what they needed at the time?
So how it works is usually the top 20% cadets who commission, they get their first pick. So if you rank high on the OML, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what OML is. If you rank high on your OML, you usually get what you want.
Okay.
Yep.
So were you high?
Yeah, I was pretty high. I feel like most people with prior service going into any ROTC program, you should excel.
Yes, sir. So what branch did you choose?
Oh, I chose medical services. That's why I'm here now.
Is any particular reason why you chose that branch?
Yeah, definitely. So my long term goal is to become a physical therapist. So I figured if I was to come over into the medical core, kind of get my feet acclimated to what's going on around me, it'd probably be a lot easier to drop a packet from the medical realm.
Okay, sir. Now that you guys have got like a brief overview of who Lieutenant Freeman is and why he chose to be who he is now, so kind of want to start talking about fitness. Kind of educate the soldiers on some of the stuff that you into, as far as fitness, sir. So I kind of want to get into how did you start your fitness journey? How you got into fitness, being fit?
So fitness kind of came to me in Afghanistan. I kind of really got into it in Afghanistan. I kind of always been like a very, very physical kid. Like even when I was younger, I used to like work out with like cinder blocks like on my bed, and like you can ask my mom, I really used to like get cinder blocks and like make myself like a little bench press like in my room. But that was when I was like 13. I just always just like working out. So I went to Afghanistan, and that's literally all you can really do. We used to work out, eat, go on mission, and I got really, really big, but it was like stupid weight. Like I couldn't move it. So I kind of when I got really, really big, couldn't really move. I had a terrible run time. That's when I kind of try to get smart and try to figure out how I can be more well-rounded. And I kind of just went from there. And that's kind of how I like really got to like my fitness journey. Because I got big and I was like, dang, I can't even like run. Like this doesn't help me for the military. So, yeah.
So you would say like once you started, you didn't really know. You just was just kind of didn't have a strategy on what you wanted to do. You just want to kind of just get big, basically.
Yo, I was real big up top. I had some like real like small legs, man. I think that's how like everybody start out.
Okay.
Yep.
So far as that, so you say you started in Afghanistan. So how did it develop? Like far as now, say the stuff that you do now.
It kind of developed into what it is now. Just getting back into like a regular like day-to-day like work environment, and with repeated like PT tests coming up. I'm like, dang man, like I'm big, I look good, but I can't like run, I can't move. And also I think I'm pretty competitive too. I think healthy competition is good. So when I was in NCL, I just always try to like encourage my soldiers. So and we always had this thing like you can't lead from the rear, you gotta lead from the front. So I want to be the fastest. But in a healthy, competitive way, though. So
Yes, sir. So you said it kind of you kind of take it day by day. So how much did you weigh when you first started? Like when you say you was too heavy?
yeah, when I came back from Afghanistan, I was 6'2", probably like 210. Yeah, and now I'm 201 now. I can't even imagine me being 210 right now.
Okay, so you do like to keep yourself at a particular weight. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
So is it any type of like routine that you have throughout the week to say like what you work on weekly, or like what type of routine? Can you break down a routine on what you work on like throughout the week?
Okay, so of course here we have a great PT program within our unit. We use the H2F guys to work us out according to ACFT. We usually run about 2 to 3 times a week with incorporating 2 gym days. So we usually do an upper body day, lower body day, and then 3 more days throughout the week we're doing some form of cardio, i.e. sprints or a distance run. And then on top of that, I also work out in my spare time as well. And I think that's what really keeps me like more well-rounded and more adaptive to the PT test.
Okay, so most of the stuff like when you do in your spare time, is it like ACFT focus or is just something that's personal to you?
Probably like a little bit of both, cause I keep up with like Instagram challenges and stuff. People are always sending me stuff to try. I do a lot of like calisthenic work as well. So it's a mixture of challenging myself, trying to get better, staying out of my comfort zone, and just like adapting, linking with people, and just trying new things too.
Okay, so as you working out, so I'm pretty sure like do you got a particular diet that you do? Like, is it like any particular things that you eat or you stay away from?
Yeah. So I gotta be completely honest too. So being as though I work out so much, I don't have to like live by the kitchen. So whenever I am like on a stable eating regimen, I try to just literally just have a carb, a protein, and some source of like fiber. So that could be like a chicken breast, rice, and then or a sweet potato, and I'll do like some type of veggie. And I'll just probably repeat that same meal like three to four times throughout the day. But like I said, if we do like a potluck or something, I'm a, I'm gonna tear it down out here. Only because we work out. I work out so much that I'm gonna just burn it off.
So throughout the week. So okay, I get what you're saying. So what do you meal prep or anything like
Yep, definitely. It saves a lot of money and time as well.
that? Okay. So talking about the ACFT, so you maxed the ACFT twice. So how was that like maxing the ACFT? What you like? How you train to do that?
So my ROTC program is actually based University of South Carolina or Gamecock Battalion. It's actually based right outside of Fort Jackson. So we were introduced to ACFT before a big part of the Army was. So I've gotten a lot of practice with the ACFT. So I've been taking it since like 2019 before it went like Army wide. But approaching it, I would just say the more you take it, the better you're gonna get at it. Like from it for any soldier, like you gotta stop running away from it. Like just whenever people are taking it, you gotta try to get out there, get your body, acclimated to it. Just keep on trying new things. You're gonna develop like techniques for the different events. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So they changed the deadlift to the plank. So what do you think about that?
Oh yeah. The deadlift is still in. You talking about the?
I mean, not the leg tuck.
The leg tuck, yeah. Man. So crazy thing that we took an ACFT today. Like literally, we took one today. The plank is no joke. The plank is no joke. So I want to say like I barely maxed it. And my max is 340, and I can't even lie. Like I just gotta be honest too. Like even if it's left up to the greatest interpretation, I probably could have failed because I kept going back from the plank form to kind of like if you're doing a push up, I kind of kept going back and forth. So like barely maxed it. So we definitely but we discovered that we need to implement more planks in our weekly regimen for PT as well.
Yes, sir. So is there any tips you can give the soldiers as far as training for the ACFT, sir? Like say on running. So is anything that you could give them saying that to get them better with running?
Yeah, most definitely. So the key word with running is just going to be consistency. And we do very, very well with consistency, but you got to get some sprints in there. If you're trying to cut your time, you're going to have to get your body to overwork yourself so that you can recover and then know how to react whenever you hit that wall on that PT test. So we do, I think it's called like fartlek training. It's whenever you're at the track or whatever, and you give yourself, say for instance, if it takes you a minute 30 seconds to run a 400-meter one lap, you will set that clock. Try to get around the 1 minute 30 second. You're gonna repeat that like 4 more times, right? You're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna run at least 1 mile, and you're gonna get more prepared for the 2-mile run with that.
So you said run it at a time. Do you rest in between the sets or what?
Yep. So the good question. So you rest the same amount of time you took the run. So if it took me a minute 30 to get around, I'm gonna rest a minute 30, and then you right back at it again. And you keep repeating that same cycle. So it took me a minute 40 to get around. You rest for a minute 40. You keep repeating that same cycle. Yeah, that's how we run those.
Okay. So what about the deadlift? Is there any tips you can give soldiers on getting better at the deadlift?
Yep, same thing. You're going to start off with consistency, like working that into your regimen, getting your body more acclimated to the movement, because a lot of people just don't know how to move with heavy weight. So you got to get your body to move in one full motion. So it's going to require like a whole lot of practice. So I just probably advise soldiers to start off with a regular barbell, and then in your spare time, and just practice, with some low weight, probably high repetition, just getting that movement down. Have somebody watch your form, and then as you begin to start to feel a little more comfortable, start adding additional weight, and then you kind of once you get up to, I say probably about 225, and you probably switch over to the hex bar, and then kind of go from there, implement the same type of regimen, and then you'll start to see yourself climb and progress to getting into heavier weight. But it's gonna take time. You got to really just build it up. Deadlift is not an easy movement to perform, especially properly.
Yes, sir. So what about the plank? You got any tips as far as like getting better with the plank? Just practice, right?
Yeah, man, practice, because we literally just started working that in, and like I said, I think I have a pretty strong core, and I was still like barely able to max it. So I would say just like repetition, probably you can plank right now if you wanted to, like at any point in time. So you're just gonna add it in to like a daily workout regimen, go from there.
Yes, sir. And what about the hand release push up?
Hand release push up. So that's a good question, man. So my bros will probably attest to it. Like whenever we work out, upper body day, before we even like work out, we do 2 minutes of hand release push ups. And that right there has allowed me to maintain maxing the ACFT. Like I don't do nothing else for the hand release push up besides on my upper body days. We start off with a warm up. It's 2 minutes of hand release push ups. That's all we really do.
Cause I know, like when I notice I lift weights a lot, the hand release push up it gets easier if you lift weights.
Yeah, you just practice moving, time and attention. Yep, definitely will get easier.
Yes, sir. So what about the sprint drag carry? You got any tips for maxing the sprint drag carry?
Yeah, most definitely. The hardest part of the sprint drag carry is the drag. So my main advice to that is literally practice dragging that weight. I think it was 180 pounds. Yeah, practice dragging that weight. Set it up for it's 25 meters for the actual ACFT. I'll probably practice dragging 50 meters. Probably like after a run day or something. Probably 1 to 2 reps of that after a strenuous run day. That probably should get you where you need to be as well. Because everybody slows down on the drag. Because you're moving backwards. It's not a normal movement. Everything else is pretty like cut and dry. Like you sprint down, laterals, kettlebell carry. But that drag, man, everybody slows down on that. And it burns you out too.
Yes, sir. So did we miss anything? Did we hit all the events?
Hand release push up, sprint drag carry. No, I think we hit everything. 2 mile run. I mean, we talked about that though. That's just, getting to the track, getting those sprints in. And then the 2 mile run, man, it's just my thing is if the faster you run, the faster it's over. So that's just what I live by.
You're right. So, sir, now that you kind of gave them, y'all kind of got some tips from Lieutenant Freeman on how to get better at the ACFT. At this time, I'm just kind of show you guys. Hold on, I got a question. So, I want to get better at pull-ups and stuff. Like, I see a lot of your content, and you do a lot of muscle-ups, pull-ups. So, how would you say develop towards that? How would you say you got better at that?
Yeah, man. Consistency, falling on my face, like getting up again. It comes with time, man. Like, I've been doing muscle ups probably for like almost 9 years, man. Like I've been doing like muscle ups, calisthenic movements, like training my body to fire when I needed to engage certain muscle groups whenever I need them to. It just comes with time. Like we used to warm up with like 50 pull-ups, like for upper body day. We used to warm up with chin-ups. We used to warm up with, like, when I was trying to get muscle-ups knocked out, I used to warm up with, like, 10 muscle-ups before my upper body day. And it's just, like, small day-to-day things that you do that just attest, like, over time. Like, it's not going to happen in one day. You're not just going to walk outside the gym and just
do muscle-ups.
Yeah, do muscle-ups. You got to just, like, keep trying because your body is amazing. It's going to, like, adapt to whatever you throw at it. But if you do it, like, one time, 2 times here, and you can't do it, then it's not going to work. But when people see me doing, it's like, that's what I've been doing for the last, like, 9 years, bro. It's not like I just woke up one day. Because I used to see a dude in the gym, like, dang, bro, muscle up, that's cool. And then I try it. Yeah, I ain't got it. But, like, now I can do it. Like,
what I'm saying is, like, when you first started, like, what you do, you just try to pull yourself up, or like I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
how did you get better, like by doing what? I know you said staying consistent, but like, is it certain type of movements or certain type of movements to make you continue to grow to get to that level?
Yeah, so I started off. You could use a resistance band. It's like a 80-pound resistance band. Like that's the tension that it can pull. So what you do is you loop it on the bar, put it down between your legs, and you hook it into one leg. And you work on using that forward thrusting momentum and shooting yourself up, staying close to the bar, keeping your face as close to the bar as possible. And you kind of, as you're going up, you just lay on top of the bar. And the resistance band should take you over. And what you're doing is you're just teaching yourself like that muscle memory on how to get over the bar. So if you literally warm up with those, every once in a while, throw one muscle up in there, eventually you'll start doing it. Like I've worked with people inside of my local gym now, and they've gotten to do like more and more muscle ups, but it's just consistency.
Okay. So, sir, at this time, just so you guys are more familiar with what Lieutenant Freeman does, we're gonna take this time out so you guys can see some of the stuff that he does. Just check this out. Okay, you guys. So now that you're kind of familiar with some of the stuff that he does in the gym, sir, I would like to thank you for this interview. Thank you for giving the soldiers some insight on how to be better at fitness and stuff that they can get how to get better.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So anything else you got for the soldiers, sir? As far as fitness or any challenges they might meet meet along the way?
First of all, thanks for having me, man. Like I'm completely blessed, completely like honored to be on your platform, and thanks for reaching out. I definitely appreciate it. Something for the soldiers and anybody watching, just stay resilient, man. Like life is hard. You know, the Army's not always gonna be easy, but take it one day at a time. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for like all of the hard times that I've had in the military. It just made me a better leader and allowed me to perform better under pressure. Most importantly, rest in peace to my guy, Sergeant First Class Young. Rest in peace to my bro.
That's him right there?
Yep, I'm right there on the table. Rest in peace to my best friend, Special McLaren. And rest in peace to my bro, Staff Sergeant Burrows as well. All of them, yeah.
Okay, there you guys go. This has been another episode of Soldiers Talk the Podcast, and I'll see you guys in formation.